joined today by Okanagan's son, wide receiver Colby Miletto. Colby, first of all, thanks for taking the time here. I know your schedule, your season's ramping up pretty soon. What's the excitement level like, and what's it been like preparing for this new season?
Yeah, thanks, Gideon. Thanks for having me. Um, the whole team's super excited. We've been preparing for a while now. It's been a good long off season, and we're all ready. We're ready to face a new opponent and not just ourselves. And yeah, we're all really excited for Saturday.
And I mean, you're personally you're a third year player for the Sun. Locally, you're out of Kelowna. Just talk about briefly, the area of Kelowna you grew up in, what school you went to. Just kind of give us a background of you as a person.
Yeah, so I went to Kelowna Secondary School. I've been playing football all my life here in Kelowna, and then it's been a nice transition just from going from high school right to your hometown, still playing junior football.
And talk about, I mean, your head coach Travis Miller has said this year that you'll be one of the club's most important players, if not the most, on the offensive side of things. You're going to be counted on as a leader of this being your third year of a great team, and you're obviously defending the national championship. Does that put more pressure on your shoulders or more weight to this season, or is that just something you take in stride?
Oh yeah, I would say there's definitely more pressure and there's pressure to perform, but we have uh, such a good team and such a good group that honestly, like the pressure just isn't there when we all just connect and bond. So yeah,
Just running through your stats last year, I mean, there's a lot of them, which it was good. I mean, it looked like you were a tank last year for that team. Fourth among your team's receivers with 335 yards on 25 receptions, two touchdowns. You played two BCFC playoff games, 11 catches, 154 yards, and five touchdowns. It seemed like you really hit your stride in the playoffs. Is that something that you feel as well, that maybe towards the end of the regular season into those two big playoff games going into the national championship that you felt like you're really hitting your stride?
yeah, for sure. And I mean, we just took what teams gave us, and I filled the position, filled the role, and I got it done and what the team needed from me. And yeah, uh, yeah,
You seem like you rose to the occasion in the game where you played the Langley Rams, a perennial opponent in this league. Four touchdowns and a 44-20 win in the semifinal. Semifinals a big opportunity for a player and a team to obviously move on to the next level, the final. What was that like, that game? What did you see in that game for yourself and for your team? They were able to have such a 24 point deficit, and yourself personally getting those four touchdowns.
yeah, that was the biggest game of my life for sure. And we had really strong receivers on our outside, and they had to adapt to that and take that away, and that left space open for me in the middle, and that's exactly what happened. It's where I scored the points.
You had a national championship win, 21-19 in Regina over the Regina Thunder. That was your guys' first win on the road out of province. You guys trailed 50-0 at halftime. You made a big catch right before the first half ended there to make it a kind of a half deficit. How big was that play for your team in that game? Was it a turning point, fair to say?
Yeah, very fair to say. I would say that was a huge turning point right before the half. Last play, our QB uh, came up with the play last second and made a great ball, and I was able to catch it.
Just you talked about your QB last year, Don Britton. Obviously, you guys have been playing together for a bit. He's not with the team this year. Does that change your approach? Did you know about this, or is there anything that you've tried to change your alter your game plan, knowing that you won't have the same guy throwing you the ball?
Yeah, for sure. We had a great young guy under him, and he's looking really good this year. He's stepping up. He's a great leader and role model for the team too. And then we brought in guys too who are looking just as good. And there's a lot of competition right now, and I still don't know who's going to start, but it's looking really good.
It's not a bad thing to know who your starter isn't, because that That's a good problem to have as a coach, that's for sure. I mean, you talk about the newcomer at backup at quarterback last year, maybe the start of this year. Is there anybody else, newcomers, that have really caught your eye? Maybe chat about that quickly.
Uh, yeah. For quarterback, we've brought in Rocha. He's a really good guy, a really good leader too, and they're both looking really good. And we've a lot of our team left from last year, so we got a lot of new young guys, and we're all we're all looking really good and molding well as a team. Receiver wise, my position, we're looking really good. I'm shocked by how good we're looking, and we're all meshing really well.
And this year is it? There's a lot of teams that have built, and I think it's fair to say you'll see the opposition this weekend. But last year, winning the game on the road to go to win the national championship, how much does that motivate you this year, knowing that the BC Championship is going to be hosted? So the Canadian Bowl is going to be hosted by the BC champions this year, November 11th.
Um, yeah, winning that last year definitely motivates us. But we try and not forget about it, but move on and only focus on this year. And that would be an amazing opportunity to go back to back at home. And that's what the whole team is focusing on right now.
And just finally, for you as a person, as a player, what are you looking to learn from or grow on this year, to kind of cement yourself in this league even more so, and just work on as a person?
I mean, starting with building relationships, building character, and focusing winning as a team, and really just meshing well together. And then, just really improving bit by bit, but not really focusing just independently on myself.
Awesome. Thank you, Colby. This was awesome to catch up. I appreciate you taking the time. This is a busy week for everybody. So thank you for this. And this has been this week's BCFC catch up with Colby Miletto. Thank you, Colby.
Thanks so much for having me.